friends, it's UrsulasRevenge, and today we are going to go over how you can get all of the free pets that are available in this year's Halloween event. This video is a little late, I apologize, I was having some issues with the trail ride. But honestly, it was all in an effort to get as much accurate information as possible, so better late than never anyway. This year, there are 5 official free pets that you can get for this event that are new. And there's also technically one old one you can get for free. Well, mostly free. And some of these are more involved than others. And I guess technically, a quick disclaimer, these are all considered free pets because they do not cost star coins, which is real currency. So you do have to actually do stuff in the game. You do have to spend some time and actually work to earn them. However, it's not going to actually cost you any real money, so they are still technically free. And first, we are going to get started with this year's exclusive squash pet. Did I do this on a shorter horse last year? This is the Ghoulish Gourd. He is the exclusive squash for this year, and you get him by completing the pumpkin hunt. We talked a bit about the pumpkin hunt in this week's Wednesday update video, but since it has been a couple of days, I've been able to actually correct my information, including all of the locations where the pumpkins should show up. There might be one I might be missing, I just haven't been able to roll that one. To do the pumpkin hunt, you are first going to start with doing this Enchanted Pumpkins yellow exclamation quest. It's going to take you to a tutorial with Jasper that will basically show you the basics of how it works, and then after that you can come back every day and do the blue exclamation point with the Enchanted Pumpkin within Galloper's Keep. If you have already done your daily version with the Enchanted Pumpkin in Galloper's Keep, you can repeat the pumpkin hunt as many times as you want by talking to this gourd here. After you finish the blue exclamation version from the one inside the keep, this one will have the blue exclamation point instead. You won't get any tokens, but you will get 50 shillings every time and another chance to get the exclusive gourd pet for the year. Some people have gotten lucky and have gotten the pet on their first attempt, and some people it takes a couple tries or a couple of days. So if you're really trying to farm it and get it as fast as possible, this gourd may be your best friend. Once you accept either the Enchanted Pumpkin's daily quest or the little gourd's repeatable quest, the possessed pumpkin you are looking for is going to appear in one of 5 or possibly 6 locations. In this grassy area between Jasper's and the championship area, specific coordinates are X106, Y152. On the hill above Jasper's, specifically at X116, Y139. Golden Leaf Forest has 2 spawn locations. The first one is along the eastern wall of the forest, X99, Y136. The second one is sort of in the middle of the forest, where mine is today. This is X87, Y131. And the last one is in this grassy area in front of Scarecrow Hill, specifically at X72, Y144. Now, I think there might actually be a second possible spawn location in front of Scarecrow Hill. I haven't gotten that one. I just vaguely remember it kind of being in front of this cliff face. I could be wrong. I haven't gotten it yet this year, so maybe I'm just misremembering. Now, if you click through the tutorial and you didn't actually read what it said, to actually do the pumpkin hunt, all you have to do is once you find your pumpkin, click on them, and then these gourds will scatter. Once you do, just pay attention to which direction these gourds will run off in, because it'll make it easier for you to find them later. This particular location, in my opinion, is the hardest one to find the gourds, so I try to pay as close attention as possible. Okay, so 2 are running that way, 1 is running that way. That one's going to be really hard to find. Let's go for the 2 first. Oh. You'll also notice that the vignette on your screen will darken as you get closer to a gourd. Also, word of warning, sometimes the gourds will run off when you get close, so just be ready for that. 1 gourd. 2 gourds. Ooh, there he is. And, oh, see, this one ran away. And 3. Once you have all 3 gourds following you, you're going to go back to the possessed pumpkin and click on them. Now, apparently, actually, 3 things can happen. The first is the pumpkin will run away and you have to go catch it in order to get your reward, or basically finish the quest. The second is it will actually chase you instead, so you have to run down the timer before it gets tired out and you can claim your reward. The third one is it'll actually just stand there and dance, and you actually just don't have to do anything. You just have to click it to claim the reward. So I've only gotten that last one once, and it was very surprising when it happened. And we got a runner. Just chase him down, knock him out, and you'll see that I've actually already gotten the reward. If you click him again, he will kind of like flip his top and like do like this glowy thing. Back in the day, like 2 years ago, the pumpkins actually used to give you tokens for every time you found them, but they have since changed that system to be you only get the tokens during the daily. And that's because it used to not be on demand. It used to be at like once an hour or at random hours. You'd have to go to the sign and wait and see if there was a pumpkin hunt on or off. So you couldn't just do the pumpkin hunt whenever you wanted. It was only a few times a day. But ultimately, that is all that there is to the pumpkin hunt. On one of your attempts of completing the quest, you may see that the gourd has been added to your inventory, but that is only going to happen once at a random time. Could be the first time, could be the 47th, who's to say? There was a glitch with the gourd where it was accidentally rewarding twice, and then if you got it rewarded twice, you wouldn't be able to equip it. They have since fixed that bug. However, if you are still experiencing it, make sure to report it via the appropriate channels with their customer support. Next, we're going to talk about the two most involved pets, the two that you get from Igor on the Haunted Trail Ride. And we're going to do this in parts. First, I'm going to show you how to get to Igor, then we're going to talk about the different things that you're going to need to collect. So first, we're going to enter the trail ride, and you're going to continue straight as far as you can. At the top of the path, you're going to notice a fork, one going up and one going to the right. Just keep going to the right, which is what I'm considering straight. If you keep going forward, you will find a fire pit. This is where some of the different characters of the game will tell you some scary stories. From this fire pit, there's a path that goes left and a path that goes right. The path on the right is where you want to go. It's harder to see. It's a little less noticeable, but this is a shortcut. So you're going to go to the right from the fire pit. This path is going to spit you out at the deep part of the forest. You're going to keep hugging this wall to the left and keep hugging it all the way around until it starts going up. You're going to see these orange and yellow bushes here. Go right through them, and this will take you to the bone altar. And that is where you can find Igor, do his quest, and do your exchanges. Now, you might see him appear when he has the yellow exclamation point when you are not on the trail ride. If you do click that, it's going to just give you a gray exclamation point. You won't be able to finish the quest until you meet him here on the trail ride. So instead of just meeting him in the forest, just find him on the trail ride instead to start and complete the quest and be able to unlock the trades. Now, as far as the trades go, he has two pets available for trade. The first one is a bunny called Poppet, and the second one is a cat called Raggedy. Both of these pets require almost the same things. You will need 80 bones, a skeleton key, a kite, and either the abominable collar or the creepy collar. Creepy collar's for the cat, abominable collar is for the bunny. The keys, kites, and collars all have specific spawn locations. These are the coordinates and locations that I have found the keys in. They appear most regularly across the shoreline and at the end of the path after the Marching Gas Castle Bridge. The collars also appear in two specific locations after the Marching Gas Castle Bridge. These are their coordinates. And finally, the kites. The kites are always found in trees or like on something. I have had the most luck finding kites at the top of the hill on your ascent into the trail ride. That tree has always had a kite for me, or almost always. Another area to check for kites are all of the trees that are around the bridge to Marching Gas. So underneath the bridges, going up to the bridge. And I believe last year they also appeared at the top level where you cross the bridge. I have not found any there this year. You can also check for kites in the Golden Leaf Forest area. Again, they will always appear in trees. And you can also check at the bone altar. So behind the bone altar, sometimes you will find a kite you're going to be able to collect there as well. If you are having trouble finding any of these things, the keys, the kites, or the collars, you can just keep taking loops of the same trail ride, or you can leave and come back through the trail ride. Both will recycle and refresh some of your drops. So even staying on the same trail ride, you will refresh the spawn locations if you pass them and then take a full loop again. In just one pass this morning, I found 2 kites, 3 keys, and 1 of each collar. So it is doable to do it in a single pass for the most part. The one that's going to be the trickiest is the bones, and that's the next one we're going to talk about. In addition to the collars, kites, and keys, there will be different things for you to find along the trail ride. One of them is unbroken bones, which are the things that you need to actually complete these pet quests. You need 80 of each, which is a lot. You'll also find things like the black flame candle, spider silk, tricky treats, the Pumpkinomicon. There's a lot of different things that you can find. And those things are all good for 2 reasons. The first one is you can exchange these things at the end of the trail ride once you get past Aideen's Whisper with Poe the Crow. Poe the Crow can be found at the end of Aideen's Whisper, right before the exit of the trail ride. If you talk to Poe, you will see that they have a bunch of different trades for you, and each of these things have different values. This is also the best sounding menu in the entire game. Side note, part of the reason why this video took me so long to do is because I have not been able to find this last item to see how much it actually sells for, to give you a full comprehensive list of everything you can find on the trail ride. If I find this at some point after this video comes out, I will leave it in the pinned comment. But as far as everything else goes, there are raven's feathers that sell for 10 shillings each, or you can exchange it for 1 bone. Tricky treats sell for 25 Jorvik shillings or are traded in for 2 bones. Spider silk is sold for 50 shillings or can be exchanged for 3 bones. Explosive potion can be sold for 75 shillings or traded for 5 bones. Bottled will-o-wisp can be sold for 95 shillings or traded for 8 bones. There's another interesting thing about the jar will-o-wisp, which we will talk about a little bit later with a different pet. The black flame candle can sell for 200 Jorvik shillings or be exchanged for 10 bones. The mysterious cookbook can sell for 300 shillings or be traded for 15 bones. And the Pumpkinomicon can be sold for 400 Jorvik shillings or exchanged for 20 bones. So basically, the higher value item, the more bones it sells for. Which makes me think that whatever this last one is probably 500 Jorvik shillings. I vaguely remember that being the case, but I just cannot find it to actually confirm. As you're doing the trail ride, keep an eye out for anything sparkly, not just the collars, the keys, or the kites. You're going to want to find these items too, because bones, while they are somewhat abundant and common on the trail ride, it's going to take a lot to actually get to 80 of them, so you may actually want to trade in some of these items instead of selling them for shillings, at least until you get the pets. Then you can obviously just sell them or save them for whenever. Oh, this is awkward. I forgot all of my bones in my storage, but I believe I need 60 more in order to get enough for both pets. I think for me, it makes the most sense to exchange my raven's feathers. Technically, it's going to equate for a loss of 600 Jorvik shillings, but the alternative would be to trade in 3 Pumpkinomicons, which means I'm going to lose 1,200 shillings for 60 bones. So I'm losing half as many shillings if I trade in my feathers. Well, I get to do this 60 times. Oh my god, after all of that, I was shy 7 bones. I just wanted to show you that I've maybe done the trail ride 10 or 12 times since the event started, and all of this at the bottom is what I've managed to collect, plus these 73 bones. And at time of recording, that's 3 full days. So, I mean, with a little bit of effort, you'll be able to find exactly what you need. It's just 2 keys, 2 kites, and 1 of each collar. Obviously, like I mentioned before, the bones is going to be the tricky part, but running around finding feathers is probably going to be your best bet. And back to Igor. Just kidding. I'm going back to Crow to get my last 7 bones. Alright, Igor. Got all of my things for both pets, so let's get the abominable animal first. Hee hee, my master will be so proud. Did it work? Yay! Pop it! We're gonna get a better look at them at the keep, but he's cute. He's cute. Little terrifying, but cute. Low-key, the cat's worse. I was not looking forward to getting the cat, but I will for science. There he is. Oh god. Yeah, you're terrifying. You're gonna be in my nightmares, that's for sure. And to give you a better look, this is Raggedy and Poppet. Now there is one more pet that you can currently access for mostly free. This one's kind of the honorable mention though. This is a pet that has been available in previous years. It is the Ghostie balloon. You can get this pet for, I believe, 12 tokens in the Token Good shop. If you have already claimed this pet though, you won't be able to claim another one. Now there are 2 more pets that will be available for free, however they are not currently available, but I can tell you how to get both of them. On week 3, Linda will have a new quest that continues the current storyline for Galloper Thompson. And we have seen spoilers that the quest reward at the very end is going to be a new pet. So make sure you're keeping up with Linda's questline. You will need to complete the previous quests in order to unlock the new one on the 3rd week of the event. Currently, the first third of the questline is available if you talk to Linda. Come Wednesday, the next third will be available, and on week 3 will be the new finale. And the second one will be available on week 4 from the Cauldron. If you click into the spell book and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will find Stellina available on week 4. So this recipe will not unlock until the last week of the event. But to get them, it is the same way that you were able to unlock the 4-switch hat, tunic, and shorts on the first week of the event. You're going to get a little riddle as to where you might find a spell recipe. When you go to the area, you solve the riddle, you pick up the spell page, you will come back to the Cauldron and find the spell components. Once you have those spell components in your inventory, you will cast them using the button on the bottom of the page, and you will be rewarded with whatever it is that you are crafting or casting. Now, because the spell page is not available until week 4, I can't tell you where to get it, but I am hoping that when I do that update video that week, I will be able to tell you then. Well, anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video like this. I do try to cover every Wednesday update and more. Let me know which is your favorite of the new pets released this year, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!